This is a certified hood classic.
Arby's, we have the meats.
Hey now.
The individuals depicted have been arrested but not convicted at the time of story postings. This information does not infer or imply guilt of any actions or activity other than their arrest. We make no warranty or guarantee as to the accuracy of this data.
You son of a bitch.
All rise, order in the court. It is time. Chris, need to go down to just one job. Way too many.
2 jobs. Whoa. Easy does it there, pal. Creed, how are you today?
Not too bad. Much better than yesterday, I'll say that. Getting some eBay stuff done, and it's running smoothly, thank God.
Speaking of running smoothly, Creed, today we're going to be watching some breakups. 2 videos back to back of people who, well, they've broken up and things just didn't go right.
Oh no! I see that Brianna there is not very happy today.
She's crestfallen for sure. She's very crestfallen. But yeah, have you ever had a breakup that you're like, you know what, we may end up having to go to court because you won't leave me the hell alone?
No, thankfully. I've had some great breakups. You've heard many of them, but none that have gotten to that extent.
Are you surprised you didn't get taken to court when you start throwing the items belonging to a ex off of buildings? Did you think maybe that would? Man,
that was a terrible Christmas all the way in New York State. She got, I don't know how she got all of the tape of us doing that. She really hated that. We threw an ex's chair that apparently she really liked that chair. We threw it off of the 2.5 to 3 story building.
Yeah, it's an old movie theater, so it's very tall. I would say at least 3 stories.
I still don't know how we got. I know that there was a crawl space for that Bishop got up into. I don't know.
If there's a way to get on top of something, Bishop will figure it out.
How did we get the chair up there though? It didn't fit through there.
Didn't a rope? You pulled it up with a rope or something?
Must have. It didn't go through there because I know it was a tight squeeze.
That was a little hatch.
Anyway, so they got hold of the tape, and it was we all home in New York, and she flipped her shit, and family got involved. My mother yelling on the phone, "F this!"
All because of the chair.
Yeah, which was a month ago or 2 months before that. Even
did she want reimbursement for the chair, or did she feel like she had been besmirched on worldwide radio?
Besmirchment, I believe, on the radio. I wish I knew where that cassette tape.
Everybody hates their ex when they're done. I mean,
no, not necessarily. No, I've done very well with staying friendly with most.
I feel like if I'm breaking up, I needed to just burn bridges. I want it to be like scorched earth. I want to know that we broke up and I was right. I don't want there to ever be any doubt in my mind that we should not be together. I don't want to say, look, we can't even get along like regular folk. What's up, Loud Elvis? Also, I saw somebody who was it? Paisley had said something about crestfallen. Yeah. Breakup sex. I've never had that. I've never.
Oh yeah, no, that's great.
I've had makeup, but not the breakup.
Also the after a few years meeting back up kind of thing.
Oh yeah, this like going to an old fishing hole where the sweet spots to catch all the fish. Yeah.
Less fishy, we hope.
Man, I can't believe this place was posted for so long, but now here I am slipping under the fence. Got my cane pole in my hand, about to get it wet.
Not my worst breakup, but the one that still bugs me to this day is with the one of Jacksonville when she took the bedroom set.
Does that bother you? Really?
Oh my God, still bothers.
Such a
that one. That one bothers me because she played it so well, like I would have.
You felt like you got had. That's what
bothering me. Shitty couch. I wanted to throw it out, leave it out on when I moved from Jacksonville back to Myrtle Beach after all was said and done. I wanted to leave that damn couch out in the yard. It was brand new. Hated the damn thing. I also knew how much we paid for it because Boomtown, for those of you who don't know, big yellow building right down the street from the old
Iwo Jima Theater.
Thank you. Where Rock 105 was. And we got it from there, and it was one of those, buy here, pay here, long-term financing.
And when they say pay here, that means they're going to give you a little book, and you have to walk in there physically, get the lady to stamp your book and take your money and give you a little book back for the till you come back the next month.
For like the next 5 years. I love the bedroom set.
Absolutely. I loved your police chase videos. We tried to figure out how to say Nivar or Navar's. Great.
That one pissed me off. She left me with the couch. She took the bedroom set, which she didn't even need.
She took the gold mine. He got the shaft.
Absolutely, and that one still bothers me. But like I said, just because it was so well played. I mean, it did exactly what I would have done.
And then she married a guy that looked just like Creed.
Yeah, she did. That was very weird.
She had a type.
Yeah, women, big women.
She had a type other than Creed. Wormans. She loved the Wormans.
Quote of the day. Anyways, enough about that. All right, let's move on. Let's do it.
PPOs, baby.
All right. She's got a piercing ring.
Got a feeling it's not the only one.
And I see a big chest tattoo too.
Yeah. Nice chest piece.
You live with an ex right now? Oh, that's got to be great.
Well, that sounds like you've been visiting the old fishing hole, have you?
I'm reading the information that's been filed. It was just filed this morning, so clearly I didn't have an opportunity to review it prior. And Ms. Rupp, there's information in the file if you want to see. Looks like screenshots of various text messages.
How do I see that?
With yourself doesn't count, Fletcher.
Yeah.
I think you have information there on how to log into your district court file. Is that right?
Sounds like KCC still having the breakups.
I see. There's quite a few people that are right with you on the scorched earth thing. Like really.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want there to be a doubt in their mind or mine that we've made the right decision by parting ways. I never want to see you again.
I love that.
Oh, that's not good.
I got hit upside the head with a golf club once. Probably deserved it. So.
Trying to think if I've ever been hit with anything. Well, he's reading, by the way. He reads rather slowly.
It's a slow process.
We'll have our time to talk.
Don't forget, just a couple more days left. I'm just reminding myself to get in on the Secret Santa Discord. Go to the channel. It says Secret Santa. Nobody's going to know any of your info. It's not.
All right.
Oh, that's a terrible camera.
You and Mr. Harden dated.
Ooh.
Correct.
Hard on, Mr.
When
Hard
did you
on.
break up?
I believe it was the end of May or middle of May, around the 19th.
Okay, and you indicate in your petition that Mr. Harden had threatened he would harm himself if you ever broke up. Broke up sometime last.
They used to stand there and just hit himself in the head and say, "You see what you made me do?
I'm gonna hurt myself if you leave." Never threaten that. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Do not do it. And if you think you have that issue, go find somebody to talk to. There's enough people to talk to. Nobody needs to be hurting themselves when other people do it for free.
I think his looks have turned for the worse, mine for the better. No, but when they were married, very, very similar body type, everything. It was even if I'm not mistaken, that was back in my button-up shirt days, colorful button-up shirt days, we'll say. And I'm pretty sure that he also
sporty, very sporty.
And you indicate since then he's found out where you. Or first he started coming by your work, you changed jobs, he found out where your new job was, and he drove by many times, apparently told his son where you worked, and that he has continued to contact you. Are those facts accurate?
He's tried continuing to contact me through fake social media profiles, and he has also driven past my sister's home.
Please tell me that you have a story about that and you're not just making it funny.
By the way, you guys are killing it already today. I'm dying with some of these comments. By the way, Paisley, I don't believe there's a trend going on right now of people living with their exes.
I think she was saying that they just don't realize it, that you're living with the future ex.
Oh, okay. I thought she
What
said there was
saying.
a trend of people living with their exes. I'm like,
Listen,
is
no,
there?
I wouldn't. That's
Canada
not
only.
what she was saying, but I actually would kind of sort of believe that, because when we talked about this, where there are so many like mid 25 to 30-ish range that are living with their damn parents nowadays, with these good jobs, and that's why sales for like luxury goods are through the roof for the last few years, because that trend of them having no bills other than a cell phone and a Tesla, basically. So I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, where do you go when you get kicked out of your parents' house and you're like 30-something and don't know what to do?
Also, this guy's doing some of the stalkerish type things. He's
very
driving
much
by
so.
her new job,
driving,
telling his son. I don't know what his son has to do with this. Who gives a shit what his son knows? But okay,
right. I helped a friend of mine came down to the beach because he knew that his wife at the time was at the beach.
Oh.
Went and got a rental car.
Oh.
He stayed over for a couple nights. We did everything we could to sleuth, and figure out where she was. And we were doing a drive-by after the first couple times, and it was on a dead-end street. So we had to. We thought that because she had just gotten home, man, right as we were passing by, they were getting out of their vehicle.
In her and another man.
Yes, but
here's the
this other man was always lived with the parents, so it was a brother type. It was a very awkward,
one of those really convenient situations like one Paisley's in. It's on tap,
kind of, sort of.
When you're a drunk and you need a drink, it's there.
So we're pulling in. We're going by, and of course he kind of guns it because he sees that we're going to match it up perfectly. So he's kind of like, well, if I go by fast, then, on a street in a very decent neighborhood, and it was a dead end. So we had to turn around and come back through. And I give him a lot of credit, because we could have whizzed right back by and just went home and just kind of, figured something out. But he pulled over. He said, we're caught. He said, fuck it. We're caught. So he pulled over and got up.
Damn.
Talked to her, but that was
no stalking, kids. Stalking's terrible.
That was a
moral Creed story. Don't stalk. It's not hilarious or entertaining.
Unless your wife's potentially cheating on you, I think.
Unless you're the one that's not, involved.
But in this case, as far as the court is concerned, definitely don't want to be doing what this dude's doing.
My sister was at work a couple of the times that he did drive past my new location. She was visiting me. His son also was with him on one of those days, and his son called me the weekend prior to me filing the report, stating that his dad was making fake profiles to find out where I was, also stating that they drove past my work, and he specifically told his son that's where I work.
Okay. And
fake
his
profiles are pretty
contacting you and following you on social media concerns you because you believe he intends to harm you?
Correct.
Okay, and has he said as much?
Not specifically to me. He never stated that he'd harm me. He did state that he was upset one day, and he stated that he just wanted to go around shooting people. Anytime I would want to break up with him.
Well, that just kind of
shit.
That's a
whoa. There's one thing to want to hurt yourself. I don't want nobody to do that, but I'd rather say, by all means, if you say you're going to go around and hurt other people, go ahead and just hurt yourself. Then, if you got to do something like that, do not be hurting others.
That is not something to even joke about these days.
That's a good way to get locked up in prison these days.
This comment that Lisa B just had, it just also reminds me about the other one. I always said she basically ate from a trough, is how she would feed. It was a feeding. It wasn't like we wouldn't have dinner. It would be a feeding.
Are people afraid to eat in front of other people? I've been out and around other people for the first time, and they seem to eat like smaller meals and things like
There
that.
was
Whereas I am like chicken wings. Yeah, let's go.
go for it. Yeah, you don't care.
Yeah.
There was a few times. See, you're a tough one though, because it's not like you were out dating for a decade.
True.
I mean, that's the thing that's where with you specifically. But I've had a few times where I think that I was self-conscious of it a little bit, maybe because I most likely eat like a pig. Nowhere near what my ex ate like. I can tell you that. Because it was, other people would comment on the way that she ate, sitting at the
Man, look at her go on them ribs. Woo, boy.
She comes in with those dirty fingernails.
Oh God,
right
did she
down-
ever?
She worked on motorcycles. What do you want? Dirt bikes or something? I don't remember.
He would get really emotional. Anytime I would talk to him about anything, that I was feeling, he would get emotional and say that it was always about everybody else and that he wanted to go around and just shooting people, which made me extremely uncomfortable. When we did go to break up, I tried to do it as easily as possible. I told him I wanted to go on a break. And we both ultimately decided mutually that we would go our separate ways. After that, 2 days later, I got a very strange message. I tried to ask him if this was from him, from a fake profile, stating that I was following him around and all this, like things that weren't true. And I asked him about it. And he basically manipulated the situation, tried to make it seem like I was not like in the right state of mind. I contacted the sheriff because it was on a weekend and I didn't know what to do because I was worried that things were going to escalate throughout that weekend. They didn't. And then through the preceding months, he continuously started to show up. I would get weird friend requests, which I would just block, things like that. And then he started to show up at my jobs. And that's whenever I really just feel very unsafe. And I feel like it's escalating.
Okay. Jay, I'm the same. Yeah. Piercings will get me every time.
And short hair.
And
True that.
you indicated that Mr. Harden had at least on one occasion, had threatened that he just wants to go around shooting people because he's so upset.
Correct.
Did he say it one time? Has he said it a number of times?
He said it multiple times.
And did you ever see him in possession of a firearm?
No, the only thing I ever saw him in possession of was an airsoft rifle. I know in the home that they do have firearms, or they did at the time. So I know that was also a possibility. So I don't know if he has complete access to those or not.
Okay. Has he ever displayed a firearm for you?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
So you don't specifically know whether Mr. Harden himself owns any firearms,
No.
but your belief is that he.
All I can think about is when Rose goes to eat lobster, it's fucking flying everywhere. Just
Yeah, why not? I mean, that's one of those things you've got to kind of go primal on it if you're going to enjoy it. Airsoft gun, really. I mean, I've been shot with that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really. I wouldn't threaten that I'm going to go pew pew up the place with an airsoft, but.
I mean, you can shoot your eye out. I mean, I know you can do that.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There's a movie about that. And I'm sure you could maybe end yourself if you wanted to, if you did it a certain way, perhaps. I don't know, numerous times. I don't know.
JG's gonna get pew pew tonight. Yes, Pablo, we play slots tonight and lose money. Get ready.
Has access to them potentially.
Correct.
Correctamundo. She looks like my old hairstylist.
Mr. Harden?
In reference to these fake social media accounts that are trying to follow Miss Rupp.
Is that his mom behind him?
That's the first thing I thought of too. I was like, oh, mom drove him here today.
And he's got to kick back he's kicked back like a dick too.
Look
yeah,
here,
you're out of
man.
that bitch. I mean, my ex.
I can't help what she thinks, you man. I'm telling you. I put on my good flannel. I came out here.
I don't like him already, by the way.
Nice hair.
Would there happen to be IP addresses that would link me directly to said fake social media?
How old's your son?
Mikey.
12.
Okay.
He's
so
12.
Ms. Rupp is reporting that she was told by your son that that's what you were doing. So you want to address that?
Sure, absolutely. Well, let the court know now that Ms. Rupp and my ex-wife are close friends. And right now I have court proceedings with my ex-wife. I believe that they are colluding with each other to smear campaign, take me down.
Oh, this is mic drop. Is that it?
What's your thought as to any of the allegations indicated? Well, okay, so let me ask you some questions. She said you were very distraught when the two of you agreed to break up.
It was me that proposed no contact.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one that broke up. I told her from this point forward, like zero contact to each other.
Scorched her.
Reaching out to my son during his school hours, asking him what was going on with me and that I wasn't right in the head, things like that.
Okay. And did you go to her work after you broke up?
Your Honor, she worked in a hair salon that was in Walmart.
No shit, it was her, Mikey. Jesus.
I'm pretty sure it was her. I used to get my haircut at Walmart all the time.
I mean, there it is.
I'd walk in there, she'd see me, she'd put a smile on her face, she'd be like, "Hey, Mikey."
What's that? A Dr. Pepper in your cup that you just filled? The whole family just got you free McDonald's drinks, huh?
Drinking out of Chick-fil-A cups at the McDonald's.
If you got a cup and they got a fountain, good to go.
Fill her up, bud.
That's funny. Hey, though, really, if she is, we'll give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt. If she is really good friends and with the ex, another one,
that's a stretch, though, man. That's a stretch.
I know.
I would think more like, oh, now they have a common enemy. I mean, could they have been that good of friends if she was sleeping with her ex-old man?
Stranger things have happened, but common sense prevails. But yeah, I don't even think I would have brought that up.
He's grasping at straws. So now he just looks bitter.
But you have no, I mean, what are you going to say to that as far as like a little bit of proof as if, he had asked? I mean, it's just not.
They convoluting against me, Your Honor.
They got banks in there now, too.
Oh, mine has a bank. It used to have a McDonald's, now it was a Subway and a hair salon.
Oh, this could be yours.
That's right.
You'd stop coming here with your wife and your kids.
This could all be yours, bud.
We could be in the back of Walmart right now.
You can get your hair washed.
Just set that Chick-fil-A cup down first.
Just set it down and come back here with the hair dryers are.
Walmart is a main shopping place for me, so I would have to walk by her work.
You ever get a lap dance while you got one of those big hair bonnet things on? You haven't lived until you're at a Walmart with the big hair. You know what I'm talking about? The big dryer thing.
Only bad part is you're sitting there, you're like, yeah, that's awesome. You don't know how loud you're being. It's kind of weird.
It is, especially when kids are looking at. Jonathan, I don't think one person has said it actually. So I give credit.
I haven't seen her do nothing too crazy yet. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning her way. Yeah. Oh God.
Back in the day, I mean, sure.
I mean, not so much now. I won't go anywhere if I pay less than $100 for a haircut.
Oh yes, because we're on YouTube.
Got a status uphold.
Did I ever do the things she claimed in the documentation? No.
Did you go to Walmart more frequently because she was there?
No more than I would normally go to Walmart.
Okay. And then she changed locations.
What I understand.
And did you go by that?
The only way that I could have possibly went by her current work would be to avoid the Trosper Road mess that's going on right now.
How does he know where she works now?
Skirt along there. That's the only circumstance where I would pass her work.
She a big girl.
And did you do that repeatedly?
She got haunches.
And did you tell your son that's where Ms. Rupp works now?
Oh,
The only time where mention of my son would come into play was during a time where me, my mother, present, and Carter, my son, were all together in the same
Not present.
vehicle, and we were passing by her work. And I believe I did point out to him that's where she had worked, but then we proceeded to go home. But that's it.
she just dyed her hair. It's really purple now.
And you're denying
See that?
It's not.
creating any other accounts to try to maintain some form of contact with Ms. Rupp?
It seems counterproductive considering I was
Well, okay, don't tell me what it seems. Have you done it or have you not done it? Okay, so just remind you, you're under oath.
I don't believe them.
Have you had anybody else do it for you?
not.
Obviously, neither does the judge, considering he just said, "Remember, you're under oath." After he answered that question,
Got a smart ass mom back there waving.
you see where he gets his last. What do you call that?
Laissez-faire attitude.
That'll work. I mean, she's just chilling too. She's
Yeah, like
airing out the pits a little bit. If you know what I
no
mean.
biggie, man spreading. I was his mama and his daddy.
By the way, I know a lot of you are going to be pissed off at JG and myself saying, I hate Target. Never liked Target at all.
Target's good when they have clearances.
Any store is good when they have clearance.
I didn't say they were. I'm just saying.
That's
I
right.
like clearances.
Saying it right. Target.
And Ms. Rupp's comments about you being distraught, saying that you wanted to go around shooting other people because you were upset. Did you shoot yourself with an airsoft pistol?
What?
In early of 2022, I did use an airsoft.
Wait,
What an idiot. What an idiot.
that's
And you
embarrassing.
own or possess any firearms besides the airsoft
Firearms
rifle?
are now gone out of my household.
Okay. Is there a place where you have control over, or you don't know where they are?
They're completely gone.
Blue light special.
What does that mean? Just describe that for me.
They're no longer in our household. I believe my mother sold or threw them out.
Just throw them in trash, mom. Throw these gun PPs right in trash.
As a result of the 2022 incident.
That, yeah.
I shot myself with an airsoft gun today. It was really bad.
Interrupt?
See what you made me do, bitch.
I got a real bad
Your Honor, I
infection.
never reached out to his son during school hours. The last time I talked to his son before 2 weeks ago was letting him know that I wasn't going to be around anymore. And I told him that it wasn't his fault.
Oh, come
And that was the last time I spoke to him. I am not close friends with his ex-wife. I haven't talked or communicated with her about anything until she was very concerned and her son called me from her house. Other than that, I'm not close friends with her. And it was a mutual breakup. I blocked him.
Did she just go black and white on
He
us?
didn't want contact with me. I blocked
What
him.
the hell's going on?
that I possibly could.
That's just she just turned into hot topic.
She just accidentally turned on filters on her phone. Like all of
hot
a sudden,
topic filter. Yeah, 5-finger death punch.
there was Dracula. Done. I want to find this man.
We used to have at the Kmart, a sit-down restaurant, they had fish fries on Fridays. All you can
Oh,
eat.
Roses had the best hot dogs. They were 2 for $1, and we
Oh,
would go and get them. They had chili and slaw. We'd buy a
There you
whole
go.
bag of them, go down to the park, sit there and eat them.
A whole bag of chili and slaw dogs.
Yeah, Mama B would go
Gross.
down there and buy a whole bunch of me and B shop, and
Were they the red hots or like normal hot dogs?
they were just normal hot dogs.
Normal hot dogs. It's definitely a goth filter, right?
Yes.
I see what you ladies were talking about with her hair, because it's like you got a couple colors on the one side, but they're all purple.
Yes, the children of the night.
Anybody remember the Hills department store, their snack bar?
The hills have eyes.
Gary, when I lived in Myrtle Beach, the great clips that I went to was in Walmart.
Mine's just okay clips.
There's no reason for him to even know where my new job was, unless he, like, how, I don't know how else he would have found that out other than social media. There's just no other way to find that out because we don't have mutual friends or anything like that.
Okay. She shouldn't be putting where she works on social media if she thinks she has a stalker.
Ms. Rupp was working.
Your Honor.
We had a Zares.
Miss Rupp's sister.
Right down from the Ames and James Way.
We had a Mammoth Mart and a Brindle's.
A what mart? Mammoth Mart?
Mammoth Mart, yeah. Had a giant woolly mammoth on top of it.
Oh, God. That's an interesting one.
Look, her filter's cut off. She's back.
Information all over social media for her new business, her hours, and how to get in touch with her.
MLM? Pyramid scheme, maybe?
I think she's cutting hair still.
Once you get into that lifestyle,
And
it's
Ms. Rupp,
hard to leave.
Tell me why you suspect that it's Mr. Harden who's reaching out on various social media accounts that don't directly have his name.
I suspect this because I have also spoken with one of his exes to ask her if this happened to her as well. After they split up, she stated yes. She also stated that Robert Harden would follow her and her wife around and call her wife and tell her wife what she was wearing and where she was at. Robert Harden also admitted that to me before we split, which is one of the other reasons that I was starting to feel unsafe and wanting out of the relationship.
Thank you. And Mr. Harden, anything else?
Your Honor, hearsay.
I know that, but tell me, is it true or not true?
He's a lawyer for sure.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, I can send screenshots of those messages between me and his ex.
Please do.
Your Honor, please.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
He just believes you, I guess, probably.
Yeah.
Believes you.
You ain't got to do that. This guy's a psycho. Oh,
My God, I didn't want to say anything. Kelly, thank you. There was
2 minutes into the show before we made a single cent. Woo, buddy. Diana sausages for Christmas, kids.
So,
Diana sausages.
let's see, 30% to YouTube. So let's see. And then half of that divided by 32.
Me and Creed are working on waitress wages today.
Not even that. I could stand out on my dead end road that I live on and beg for more. I put a boot out there.
Oh my God! Thank you, Kelly. Bless your heart.
We're making jokes. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate
thank
you.
you.
And that's a sad looking train. Yeah, we were sweating up there, working hard. Now we can just shut up and just watch court.
Yeah, now we're good.
Yeah, we're paid.
Oh my God, that makes me laugh so hard.
I wouldn't put it past her.
You know where Ms. Rupp is.
And by the way, I would too, because he's a cocky little son of a bitch. I don't like him at all.
Oh, I don't like him. His
that
whole
I'm
body language. Yeah, he has
all of
no respect for the court. He wouldn't be
Right.
sitting around like that, man spreading.
Oh, imagine if he busted out that one. Built a fort.
Currently.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, hold on. I just need Mr. Harden to testify.
Things
Right? Okay. I'm hearing from the guys in the truck. Creed has decided he would now go into Creed Frame fundraising mode. It's a Creed Frame money marathon mega giveaway. Hallelujah. If you're new here, this is your chance to like the video, watch me get fuzzy, and check out Ashley. She's right there. That's her. 32 cent, baby. 32 cent.
Great. Now you guys broke Creed's computer.
Made me laugh so hard. God, that made me laugh. The whole 5 is ours now.
in a main thoroughfare between my place of residence and the place that I would shop down in Centralia, and I would have to pass by there to get where I need to go. And to my best of my understanding, she no longer lives at that location.
Allegedly.
Your Honor, there are multiple ways to get into town without passing through my old location. One of the reasons why I moved is because he made me feel that unsafe.
Damn.
All right. Thank you.
She said all the right things.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Hart?
No, that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Judges now processing.
And a new StreamYard thing that we used to broadcast, because if you didn't notice, lots of night bots getting on the screen today, and that's when everything's God, it's so choppy. It makes me so mad. That's what I meant to say. I not that I'm sticking up for her either. I'm not a huge fan of either of them.
No, but if he's doing all these things, she's alleging. I mean, he did pew himself.
Did you see where he airsofted himself at?
I'm guessing foot or thigh.
Yeah, probably.
You think you had to go to the hospital afterwards?
I actually think I'd probably grant this one too. I just because I can the stalkerish ways. I kind of
sounds like
that.
the two of you never lived together. Is that right?
We never did.
Okay. Thank you.
It was just sex, Your Honor. Just the sex.
That's a good point.
I mean, they were only together a couple of weeks. At what stage do you ask somebody to move in? 2 months? 3 months?
It's true.
This is always true.
Very true. If only we could design some sort of something so that when a PP came in, it comes up on the screen. Technology. Maybe another 7 years or so. We'll see.
We'd be in business.
How about him with don't even bother with the text messages. If you don't bother with something like that is a direct piece of evidence.
It's a slam dunk, right?
Right. That's what I would think. That's him admitting that he believes it, right? That he doesn't need to see it. That's how I would have taken it. Anyways.
I will go for Lisa with the $10 to cover the 30% the PP.
The 30% on the $5, right? I like your math, Lisa.
I like the way it works out there.
Mark,
by the way,
bad.
Voting for Fan of the Year has been going hot and heavy. Already 250 votes almost.
Wow.
Just since yesterday evening.
Oh, I love that.
Mayor in the lead right now.
Okay.
A good little margin with I will golf for Lisa, not a vampire, backyard cam, mom, dog, kennel lover. Just half of the votes that the mayor has.
Oh, wow.
Crass pulling up third, while Sweet Tea's a very respectable fourth place.
My grandmother, may she rest in peace, was a customer care service member at the Kmart. No, she did jury, or in the north where I grew up, jewelry. But here in the
their
south,
jewelry was always 70% off.
except when they rolled that blue light out, though. Did I ever tell you I got kicked out and banned from our Kmart in our little town that I grew up in? Because when I was younger, I used to allegedly stole baseball cards. Trouble. Listen, packs of baseball cards are fun to rip open. That was before there was a thing about
Creed
that.
was
on YouTube.
popping packs before anybody else.
Before that was cool.
Creed had told me one time, I'm going to start a YouTube channel where I just open baseball cards. I said, son, that's never going to make $1.
That's right. Go start a podcast. That's about just as dumb as an idea. By the way, I was sitting in my room, legit sitting in my room by myself, eating like 2 and 3 year old baseball gum from Topps packs. I didn't have a camera in front of me or nothing.
Considered both the petition that was filed and the exhibits filed by Mr. Harden. In a civil protection order case, the burden of proof, that is the method that I use for determining what to believe
Oh, wait a minute. We got to stop the show now. When it's a real slow day, guys, we just got to stop the show and just. You're like $1 away from getting a cowbell. You're so close.
Look, it's even out there trying to make $1 for us. It's trying to bamboozle folks. No refunds.
Whatever it was, appreciate that.
Thank you.
And listen, no refunds. Just FYI.
Civil case is called by a preponderance of the evidence, which is significantly different than a criminal case, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. This is not a criminal case. This is a civil case. So I just have to decide which.
You wouldn't see us on ever again. We'd just fade away into the distance, into the darkness. No, I'd come back on like this. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
I changed my name to Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop Harlow. By the way, Voss put up it was very funny. I just found that Harlow dude, the rapper.
Right.
I was listening to our hip hop station here in Charlotte. I actually liked the song, so I did the search thing, and it was that Jack Harlow dude, and I was listening to some of his on the YouTubes. So it was very funny because the picture that Pass put on, I mean, the hair that is spot on Harlow hair. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, I didn't know about him until about 2 days ago. So,
version is more likely true to me than not true. In this case, I'm going to believe that Ms. Rupp's version is accurate. We'll get to the protection order. The order will be in effect for 1 year from today's date, essentially on the same standards or with the same conditions as imposed in the temporary order, with the additional condition that I added, Mr. Rupp, you are not to possess any firearms. Now, I indicated that, or I heard the testimony that you do not have currently any firearms in your possession. And so there's been no proof that you do. So I'm not ordering the surrender of any firearms because you've told me under oath that you do not have any firearms. I will, however, order that for the next year that this order is in effect, you are not to possess any firearms. That to do so would be a violation of the terms of this order. Ms. Rupp, this order is in effect for 1 year from today's date. If you want it renewed, you'll have to come back to court and ask for it to be renewed. A copy of the order will be available to you in your district court file. Mr. Harden is present in the court, and we will provide him with a hard copy of that order before he departs the courtroom today.
Hard copy. That was a great show.
Oh, what a winner that was, huh? Thank you. Well, she's gotten what she wanted.
I think you got it right. I think that's well deserved. Oh, hi.
Hey, girl.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
This could be one of Creed's ex-girlfriends.
The look or the name? Oh, hey, mama's ass.
Hey, girl. Got a nice ass.
Got them nails did. See that?
She's got huge hands, by the way. You see how big her hands were?
Ms. Hanson, my recollection of
Tin Man.
The information you provided in your petition is that you and Mr. Mbaye dated for 4 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that period of time.
God bless.
On the 26th of October, you agreed to have no further contact, and starting the next day, Mr. Mbaye reached out to you through phone, principally in at least 6 different occasions up through the 11th of November. Is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor, with the exception that it was a much shorter period of dating. He also did arrive to my place of residence unwelcomed.
Okay. And what did he do at that time?
I asked him to leave or that I would call the police, and he did leave at that time.
Hey, Nicole, why the long face?
Down the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mbaye. Am I pronouncing your last name?
You could have sit 10 guys and up there on the stage. I'd have never picked this was her ex-boyfriend. I mean, 2 more different people into a
But listen, Mikey, it's a Philly thing, okay? It's a Philly thing.
I guess it is. I should have known right away from his Philly accent.
Like the Philly captain. Have you ever watched him? He just screams into the thing very loud. By the way, you guys are saying she's got like a really small, like long face. Do you think it might have something to do with that giant sweater though? And this whole
she wears oversized things. She's got the giant sweater, the giant glasses.
I think if she didn't have the giant glasses on and not that huge neck thing, it almost looks like a neck brace, like you're just in an accident.
It's like she just got off the slopes.
She might have. You know, that's a big thing for Northerners. You have your ski tag hanging all year.
Okay, so how do you say it?
Maya.
Baya?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Baya. I'm on
Buy
board.
you a drink.
So,
Turtle
yeah,
enough
I
for the
met,
Turtle Club.
I met because when I just moved here from Pennsylvania, and we did it for a short time.
His accent certainly doesn't sound Philly, does it?
Motown Philly.
Tin Man, thank you for the very late fee.
Motown Philly back again. You know how hard I had to work to get that? I had to make him a mod to get that $5.
Which when I started dating, I told her that we were not officially in a relationship, we're still in getting to know each other. And then there's a time I was supposed to go with her to a wedding, and I was getting late because I was from work. There was traffic. And I
Getting to know each other.
And I think we started having a conversation, and that's when she showed me that I was talking to one of the girls, and I didn't know that they know each other. I matched with the girl was dating up, and I didn't know that they know each other. So it made her mad to a point that we agreed that when she comes from the wedding, she will call me, and we'll have a conversation about that. Which she came from the wedding and she didn't tell me, so that I waited for 2 days and then I called her.
Oh my God, she's tall.
Look
how tall she is.
They don't like making decisions when you have,
She is super
you have
tall.
an argument with somebody. They don't like making decisions.
She's gonna. I mean, it almost looks like she's got to like walk through the.
She is a huge lady. Not like fat or anything, just
No,
really
very-
statuesque. You sure Nicole wasn't Nick at one time?
So I called after 2 days and trying to
Center for the Lakers.
She didn't want it. After that, we didn't talk because I knew that she finished talking, and then I matched with somebody else, which I didn't know she was her neighbor. And I started talking with somebody else, and then when that person I was talking to told me that she knew her, is when things started escalating. She told me that they knew her, but at that time I was not talking to her. I stopped talking to her. And then is when the lady I matched with, that is the second lady I matched with, told me that she posted me on social media, which made me mad because
Hold on, did she let somebody in her house?
she was trying to spoil my reputation.
Remember, she just walked to the door, opened it, and now she's looking over and smiling at someone.
She told me she's not on social media, which she lied to me, but I just kept it to myself. I didn't want to bring it out because we were not in a serious relationship. She lied to me that she was not on social media, but she was, because she posted me on social media trying to ruin my name. Even if you see the text that she showed you, I asked her, like, how will you feel when I post you on social media and try to ruin it? You will feel bad, you know? So at that point, I felt like she was trying to ruin my name with lies. I told her to stop. Even if you can see through the text that she sent me, I told her to stop, but she was not responding. So when I saw that she was not responding, the lady told me that the best thing to do, you can go to her house and knock, because I texted her, I tried calling her through different numbers so we can have this conversation.
I can see it.
She was not responding. That's why I go to her house and knock. But when I knocked, she told me that I should leave. She called the police, and that's what I did. And within a few days, I got an order from a police. I was not at home. My auntie called me that there's a police officer was looking at me. I just left work and I went to the police station direct. And I was wondering what did I do wrong. So I went to the police direct, and that's why I got this.
Clearly.
But my reason going to a house, I wanted to have a conversation with her like grown-ups, tell her to delete my picture on social media, and we should just end up things like adults, you know. So in case I meet her somewhere else, like we are good, I will not talk to her. I'll just, that's why she went and reported this, and I was like, let me come in here and see what's the reason of her saying that I'm harassing her. I've never harassed her in anyhow. The only time I told her, like, how will you feel when I post your pictures without your consent on social media, saying things about me which are not true? So the reason of me going to a place was just to have a conversation as grown-ups and to sort out these things and for her to delete my picture on social media. And that was.
Okay, hold on. Stop right there. Okay, hold on. Like K-Safe, obviously, she fell for his smooth talking ways and clear dialect.
Yes.
I got the part where they were getting to know one another, Creed.
Well, yeah, they weren't
And then
officially dating.
And then they were going to a wedding all of a sudden. Do you just take random people you're just getting to know
Not-
to a wedding?
No, that is official.
Like,
That's
this is my man.
official
Yeah. Like, hey,
relationship shit. Yeah, you don't just bring a whole
it's a coming out party.
weddings, birthday parties is fine, but like holiday stuff, yeah, no, that you got to be weddings and holiday. You know, the true holidays.
Look at her hands. I bet she could palm a basketball.
I think you're right because she really is very tall. Definitely very tall.
Did he cheat on her, or he was saying something about talking to a guy and
I didn't understand
social
a thing.
media?
Michael is
Gotta get Michael. They gotta get things together, not be on social media and saying
Hell's
stuff.
Angela.
I don't know. This
Wasn't
was way better than
Angela,
Angela.
Michael, right?
I think I would take Nicole over Angela for sure.
I guess if it was some friend of a friend, we didn't give a shit. But I mean, most of the time though, that's.
But I mean, to add a +1, you know, why be a dick?
And I don't know what to think about, you know, him bitching about her posting a picture of him on social media when she said she wasn't even on social media.
Are we trying to say she's portraying her as a liar, Your Honorness?
Adam will stop to pick up a at the entrance to like Walt Disney World, set to get a turtle out of the road.
Oh,
and he picks it up and he moves it, which is great. That's a great thing to do when a turtle is, but he turned it around from the way that it was going and set it down, and it's basically in a median, so it has to cross a road. Whether
choices will be made, yeah.
So he say I doesn't even think, rather than go left with it and put it in a median, you go right and set it off into the woods. Trust me, you got a lot of flack for it, but he's Adam Wu. He does what he wants.
And Ms. Hanson, anything else you want to add? Thank you.
Sure, Your Honor. I am indifferent to whom the respondent chooses to pursue romantically. I am primarily interested in the respect of my own boundaries, of which I want no further contact with the respondent. And
Yes.
if I felt I could take the respondent at his word, we would not be in a court of law today with your support to enforce that boundary.
Oh, he's a player.
You've heard Mr. Baya indicate today that he walked into the police department, picked up the service packet that they had attempted to serve on him prior to that, and that he has no intention of having any contact with you. Your thoughts on that?
Your Honor, that feels consistent with the person that I know him to be. He often says the thing that folks would love him to say, and as we saw in the text messages that I submitted for evidence, in which he indicates that he will not bother me any further. 6 phone calls, voice messages, text messages later, and an
She said that that's her second or third time now that she's mentioning the 6 phone calls. Is that a lot for her? Maybe, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe her phone rarely rings, so for it to be 6, that's 6,000 times more than usual. Creed.
Good point. That's a good point. Then I don't think the 6 is all that crazy, especially if you were and or are in a relationship with somebody. But
by the way, 6 sent me a picture of Jasmine.
He did.
Did he send that to you too?
No.
Okay.
Better than you thought, or
it looked worth the money to me. I mean,
wow.
I'm not a blue book for whores, but I'm guessing it was worth. It looks like it'd be worth the money.
Mikey's blue book for whores.
Blue book for whores.
welcome visit at my front door. We found that to be not true, unfortunately.
Okay.
As my recollection of the nature of those is the ongoing contact in the face of you saying you didn't want any more contact, but I don't recall anything of a threatening nature. Is that accurate?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
I. Oh, I love. She's thinking.
Just on the cheeks.
One of the things that always strikes me is that when somebody reaches the point of having to petition a court to get involved in their personal relationships, that's somewhat of an extraordinary point.
Shit's gone awry.
Everybody around the world in their relationships has issues, and they resolve them without having to go to a court to do so. The vast majority of the time. So when somebody feels compelled to go to a court, that in and of itself tends to be a fairly strong signal of the dysfunction in that relationship. So that always carries some weight with me. The fact that Ms. Hansen felt obligated to actually ask a court to get involved, and that she didn't think you were respectful of the request not to have contact with Mr. Baya. I'm going to not grant the order today, but I'm going to make very clear that I'm doing so, one, because you actually showed up to receive copy the proof of service. You're not shirking from this. You showed up. You are here today telling me that you understand Ms. Hansen's request, that you have no intention of reaching out to her. She does not want any contact from you. She does not want you explaining your side of the relationship. She doesn't need to hear from you about why you're not as bad as she thinks you are. None of that. As an aside, to me, that's
family back in Nigeria.
Downsides of social media. Social media has all kinds of positive sides, but if we're going to put ourselves out in the public way, which is social media, we have to understand that people are going to say things about us that we don't like, and it doesn't mean we should respond. If I were a social media consultant, I would say, go silent every time somebody does one of those things. Do not engage. And so I'm not going to enter the order today. I'm going to make very clear that I would otherwise be inclined to, but I'm not going to. On your word, Mr. Baya, that Ms. Hansen won't even know you exist from this point forward. You will not reach out to her. You'll not show up. You'll not call. You'll not text. You'll not use other phone numbers. You'll
Bio con Dias.
If you do, that will make it very clear that this didn't work, and Ms. Hansen's entitled to come back and say, Judge, you were wrong, and we need an order. Okay. Ms. Hansen, do you have any questions about that?
It's understood, Your Honor.
We'll be right back.
He's not. She's not happy.
Mr. Baya is present. We'll give him a copy of that. It will be available in the file, but that, as I said, does not in any way restrict your ability to seek a protection order in the future if you believe facts warrant it.
Your Honor, I have a question.
Hey, let me just check. Ms. Hansen, you understand that?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Baya, you had a question?
I was asking, let's say we meet in a public place, I'll just ignore, I don't want her to think that I'm following her. Let's say in principle, I'm not saying that we meet in public, but in case we meet in a public place and we're in one setting, I'll just
Are you
ignore.
asking her out to dinner?
Does that count? Like, I don't want her to say that I'm following her or something.
Yeah, Ms. Hansen's going to be entitled to say whatever she feels is going on.
Okay.
You need to be careful in what you do. Whether you see her in public or not, you're not to have any contact with her.
Okay.
You're not to go to her home. You're not to call her. You're not to wave to her. She doesn't want any contact from you. So
She looks great in that cable hook sweater, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful sweater. Well, I mean, Judge felt like, not enough there yet, but it seems like I don't know if he was talking to other Wormans or
I don't know. She wasn't.
she found out she's lying. It was very confusing. I'm not gonna lie. He had a slight accent and it was making it difficult for me to hear. I've got to admit.
I don't think there was any harassment really there. I don't think there was much of anything.
Yeah, it seems like she might have jumped the gun on that one a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, the biggest thing that she had was the 6 times of the calls. And by the way, that wasn't just calls; she's got calls and text. So it could have been 3 and 3, which is really no big deal. But yeah, always funny when you got to ask at the end. Well, what if I run into her in public?
We both love the Arby's. What if we're both in the obbies at the same time? She say I was there.
Do you guys agree that she thought that was a lock? And because she seemed kind of pissed there at the end, and the way that she was short and soft spoken with the judge there.
I felt like he showed up in person because he thought maybe she would be there and they could talk it out. He wants her back. I mean.
Oh, you think he's
yeah. Why not? I'm not love, but maybe he hasn't sealed the deal and he's looking to.
Oh, that'd be tragic if worked on that.
I have a feeling he probably already did. That's why she's so grumpy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Notorious. I completely forgot.
Denied.
That makes it official.
Officially over. Johnny. Over.
It's over, Johnny. The Have I Told You Lately That I Hate You Express. Kelly, John of Fun, Golfer Lisa, Ashley, and Tin Man. That's a copyright strike.
Oh, for sure. All right, kids. Don't get sad. We'll be back. We're going to be back here at the ripe old hour of 2 hours from now exactly. 4:05 Eastern time.
You do the math.
That's right. You do the math.
Figure it out.
You guys are smart. I believe in you. Make sure you go ahead and comment on our videos. Watch our videos. We got a premiere that happened this morning. Some little bit of court action from then. With today's was Judge. Which one did I put up then? One of them's Judge Middleton. The other one's Judge DeSanto. One was at 11 o'clock today, and one will be on at 3 p.m. Eastern. So it's like an appetizer as you come in to devour your tacos on Taco Tuesday. Yesterday was National Adopt a Turtle Day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You ever owned a turtle, Creed?
No. And I'm not, the only thing I always got mad about at certain flea markets where they allow the Chinese to sell the turtles.
Oh, yeah.
The little turtles.
Mm-hmm.
I always hate that. I like turtles too.
I like turtles.
Well, kids.
He's like a turtle now.
Stop. So Emily is not admitting it, but she has been enjoying watching the old Howard TV, and I sit there and laugh and think, man, I paid $50.
Does she ask you who's this and what's this like backstory?
A little bit. And she'll be buried in her phone ordering, because we got to have daily deliveries, sometimes twice a day. Of
you gone into that Mikey zone. I hear you. I hear you.
Not stop, but yeah, she's in that phone, and once in a while though, she starts peeking out more and more. And we watched one of the block parties. It's the one where he had one of the serious DJs that popped in, and that block party, which was not one of the best, but he was so bad.
Scott do it.
Yeah, Scott sang, and so did the other, and they took pictures in the NASCAR room, which is very fun. So she liked that. Today was Hank the Angry Dwarf and Benji and them. They went down to see what's his name, David Blaine, in ice. Remember when he's capsulated in ice, and Howard got all mad because Hank, who was dressed up as a little rabbit, like a bunny, wouldn't.
Oh, there's the pink bunny suit.
Yeah, the Energizer bunny suit.
Classic.
The only thing that he did is he flipped them off. You could just see David, just a little bit of a smirk. And then we watched Benji, the bathroom, the private bathroom scene with Anna Nicole Smith, and so and this is it's so crazy for Emily because she didn't know about how big Anna Nicole Smith was. Not big. I mean, just big as in a celebrity.
Yeah, huge.
And having a show on E and all that.
Did you tell her that when she died, it was probably one of our best bits ever.
And I said, yeah, well, a while ago. We haven't gotten to that point yet. I gotta find. But we've been watching those, and it's just fun. It's fun to see her. I left and I was doing my shipping and stuff, and I had it on, and it was some porn star wrestling Benji. And I tried to get a picture of Emily's face. She's sitting out there almost like that's how she watched the whole. It was pretty funny.
Oh boy, you taking her to see Santa this year or what?
She just turned 18.
I had to say it because I saw how it's similar.
Well, listen, she's a little younger than me.
Slightly. Oh, you guys.
And she grew up in a very what do you call the Southern Baptist upbringing. So Howard Stern was not quite on her radar by any means. So that's the fun.
And that's weird because her dad's a party animal, man.
He's a bit. I wonder if he ever listened. See, I don't think he. I don't know.
He's a partier, man. Yeah. Dude was popping tops.
Anyways, it's been fun. It's for me rewatching a lot of that. A lot of it that I forget about. A lot of the great fights. Artie, getting called out by everybody for lying about his second day in therapy.
Oh God,
was a great one. He never went. He went for a day and a half. I told everybody he was still going to therapy.
My favorite ones are when you hear the
hey Gare, I'm not gonna be able to come in today, man. I threw up all night. I've got the shits real bad. I'm going to see the doctor.
He was in the car, and Robin goes, "It's 6:30 in the morning. Where are you going? You're not going." Yeah.
Hey, look, Gare, I've got to go see my doctor, man. I'm just like Howard. No, I'm really sorry, man. I'm really sorry, man. Sorry.
You guys stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned. Me and Creed sit here all day talking about Howard Stern. Otherwise, I don't think nobody gets paid for that, though. Sorry.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah. I just already fallen asleep. Yeah.
That was amazing shit. Yeah.
That and my other favorite was probably one thing that makes me laugh every time is when Eric the actor calls in. And he's trying to, and you got Steve Langford has a big penis. He's like,
penis.
They have sold
penis.
They've sold 0 tickets, and then Artie goes into
the
whole.
That's right.
0.0.
I want you to tell all those people over it. Done. It's over. You let Johnny Fratto and everybody over there. Sorry, we're leaving. Bye.
We got to go.